you were trying to sneak in the back.
So, on the way, cutting across Leicester Square, and those fellas who sell roses, he comes over, do you want one, do you want one? So don't do that, she's allergic to them. Right, so he'd go away.
Yeah.
She got all annoyed about that.
Because she's not allergic to them.
Well, she's not allergic now, but they're about £3 each.
But the point of mankind is not that she really wants a rose, it's that you're willing to spend £3 on her.
Taking us to the pictures.
How much was that? That was £8 each. Did you pay for it though?
But didn't you have her, if I know you had her dressed up as a small child.
yeah.
Me and my son, please.
Or you made her sit on your shoulders and wear a long coat.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, listen, songs of phrase then.
You paid for her to go in and then you went another pint while she watched it.
Yeah, there's no point in both of us seeing it, but tell me about
Tell
it.
me what it's like.
Oh, right, songs of phrase.
So let's explain what songs of phrase is.
You do it.
Okay, oh really? If you think that Carl is bored with life, then you will be even more bored once you've heard this particular quiz. The gist of it is that Carl has taken a well-known phrase
Well,
or saying...
no, stop me there. Not a well-known phrase. Something that he said once.
On this show.
Yeah, probably.
And he's somehow compiled together a number of different songs which have somehow built up that particular phrase or sentence.
If it's anything about Chinese people, Philip Bailey will be involved. That's all I can say.
Okay, let's hear it then, Carl.
Right.
Alright, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that was. This is appalling.
I don't know
This is
what
appalling.
that is. Carl, I do not know what that is. What is the phrase?
I just was saying last week about everyone's raving about Galileo.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. No,
That sounds like a sort of B-side from the Buggles.
Everyone's raving about Beyonce and Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
They're not. People go,
Pop idol.
What are you into? Galileo's good. Yeah.
Forget it.
No! Placebo, song for Carl there. Special Needs on XFM 104.9 and Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington.
We were doing songs of phrase.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh god. So what is this phrase? What is the phrase, Carl?
Last week we were talking about Galileo,
Right.
and I just was saying, years ago, and I can't remember now, when was it? When was he doing this thing?
End of the 16th century, I think.
Right, and he was messing about, trying to find out about speed of light or something, was it?
No, he did lots of stuff, Galileo.
All I was saying is, back
Gravity,
then,
yeah.
sure everyone was saying, stop messing with that, make us a telly. You know what I mean? There was other things that people would have been happier with, sure, back then.
Yeah. So the phrase exactly is what? The well-known phrase is what?
Galileo. Well, it goes like this, doesn't it?
So it's Galileo's stop
Talking to me about
science. Make me television.
Make me television.
Yeah. So you email in with the bands and that?
Brilliant.
Right, let's...
that is rock bottom. I mean, the well-known phrase being Galileo, stop talking to me about science, make me television. As a well-known phrase is one of the weirdest things I've forget jizz out of windows and things like that. That is the weirdest thing I've heard on radio as a competition.
Can we have that one next week? Okay, well, here are the prizes. If you think, Rick, if you think the quiz has hit rock bottom, wait till I tell you these prizes.
No, brilliant.
I know that we're very much pushing new music on XFM, and it's an alternative music station, so you'll be pleased that we're giving away now, that's what I call Music 55, featuring the likes of Busted and Daniel Bedingfield.
Brilliant.
You really know how to cater to our audience, don't you? The best dance album in the world, that includes DJ Sammy, Scooter, and Liberty X. So look forward to that.
Yeah.
This is not so bad. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, a live DVD of a a performance at some pardon me again. But anyway, that basically sums up the prizes. So I won't tell you the rest, they're all monotonous. But anyway, I think those crisps, Rick, have gone down the wrong way. Although I was eating goulash earlier. Sorry. I'm fine. So anyway, yeah, that's some of the prizes. And you can win some tat. So if you can identify these artists.
The well-known phrase, Galileo, stop talking to me about science, make me television. Science!
appalling.
But easy this week, I think. Yeah. Play a record, Carl. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Ricky.gervais at xfm.co.uk. The Pixies. The Pixies on XFM 104.9, Holiday Song.
He's talking about people coming round and just banging the boiler and charging 90 quid. I think it was last Christmas. We had a dripping tap, right? And it started off just dripping a little bit. And then after a couple, I thought, we'd get that sorted out. We couldn't actually turn the tap. It was just solid where the washer had gone. And then over Christmas, like before Christmas, it just started flowing. It was just like on, and I was thinking, this is terrible. It was terrible. It was the hot tap, and of course everything. The caretaker going away. Everything had been closed down. So I called out an emergency plumber. Christmas, like he couldn't get it. Just turn the tap off, right? So he was trying, and in the end he said, well, what I could do is I could just squash the pipe. Right, cut the pipe, squash it, and then you could change the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, whatever, right, because I can't have this. So he said, I've got to go to the van, and he got this tool, came up to squash the pipe. He was only a young lad, right? Wasn't strong enough. So I had to help him squash the pipe.
Right.
He squashed the pipe, cut it, put a little nozzle on it, just to seal it, right? And I was 180 quid.
180 quid?
And I was going to say, surely that's half mine.
Yeah.
I helped it, and I was sort of being sarcastic. When Johnny was there, I was going, how much was that tool? He went, I was going, could I get one of them? He was going, yeah, get them anywhere. Obviously, didn't. And then he went, I wrote a cheque for 180 quid, and he went, oh, I didn't charge you for the nozzle on the end. I went, no. He went, I said, how much is that then? He said, £2. So I can leave it cash for that. £2.50. £182.50.
So he hadn't even really sorted the problem out.
But what can you do? He wasn't ripping me off. That's the prices.
Yeah.
He's not going to go, I'll tell you what, mate, because you helped me, call it quits.
Yeah.
To buy me lunch. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
My mate was locked out of his flat once, and he went out and shut the door behind him, and that was it. And he looked through the letterbox, and he could see his keys, right? Phoned the locksmith, says, look, can you come round? I can see my keys, right? It's just absolutely, I go out, and he went, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter. I said, I'm going to charge it 90 quid. And he went, 90 quid? He went, but I can see the keys. He went, yeah, I can get them for you. And he went, and my man said, you're going to come round, you're going to charge me 90 quid, and you're going to scoop my keys up with a bent coat hanger. And the locksmith said, have you got a bent coat hanger, mate?
It's brilliant. But it's a fair point, isn't it? It is a fair point, that's it.
And what can you do?
Yeah. I'd have gone, thanks for the expert advice, and then asked the neighbour for a bent coat hanger.
And they went, well, we'll call it 100 quid.
Yeah.
Well, that's more expensive than the locksmith. Well, yeah, because you're going to illegal traders.
Exactly. We've got no licence.
Yeah. You've got to pay a little bit more in case we get fined.
Exactly.
But that's what was going on when, the fellow was round the other day fixing the boiler in the bathroom. Just wanted to make sure that he was working on it, because it all went quiet in there. He had the door shut. I'm trying to have a little quick sort of peep, seeing if he's doing anything. Just push the door.
The way this sounds.
But just pushing the door slowly, and he's going, "Don't come in." He's like, "What are you doing?"
Well, what was he doing?
I don't know. But then he's like, 3 down. Probably doing a crossword again. that's what annoys me. The way that it's all secret. You're not coming in, and you hear the odd bang now and again. He's probably sat there, crossword, 3 down, giving it the old just now and again
with his foot.
Just annoying.
Yeah.
How much did you charge him? 90 quid.
It's just under 90 quid. Yeah. And all he said was, give it a bang. If you don't work again, give it a bang.
What does that mean? Is that an air block? And they just like, what's it?
I don't know.
It's not that complicated. You wouldn't think a boiler's that complicated. It's not like understanding, how a fast breeder works or a computer. It's a big lump of metal without water in it. How can we not know how that... Yeah. We were discussing yesterday, me and Glyn were trying to work out how a fridge works.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Magic?
It is. The magic comes down the electricals into the frozen peas.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's something to do with the hydrofluorocarbons that can exist at much lower temperatures without freezing. So when they enter the fridge sort of under pressure, as they flow round, because the pressure goes down, they take energy from the
it's perhaps a discussion to have in the car, but not on the air. I still can't figure out. I've never quite understood how a plane stays in the air. It always unnerves me when I'm in a plane.
Turning the tap on, getting water.
Basically gonna go. Carl goes walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a bit of science for you.
Go on.
Right. read the other day.
Yeah.
If you dug a big hole, right?
Oh, God.
Started digging, say in wherever, Trafalgar Square, right?
Yeah.
You dig a big hole and you keep digging, and you go right through the earth,
Right.
out to the other side.
Yeah.
So you're somewhere in Australia or something, right?
Yeah.
And then you come back to London.
Right.
Stand next to the hole, jump in it. Apparently, you can jump through the world in 42 minutes.
It's interesting.
But then I was thinking, will you fall? And then when you come out the other end, would you fall back again?
Well, yeah, you would, wouldn't you? What would happen is you'd accelerate 10 meters per second to the centre of the Earth, but you'd have such inertia, you'd nearly go as far out the other end before it was like a bungee jump. So you'd nearly get as far as the other end, and then you'd go back again, and you'd keep going until back and forth, getting further and further away from making it, until you went sort of back and forth in the centre, and then you'd stay still in the centre.
Have you drilled a hole through the earth? Get in touch. Email xfm.co.uk and just let us know how you got on. Did you get to the other side? Did you get to Australia? Did you buy one of those funny cork hats? Did you see Paul Hogan?
How does a fish work? Darkness, growing on me, XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington. I lost him, didn't I, in a little conversation.
Yeah, you were talking about quantum physics, to be fair.
Yeah, I was just explaining what a black hole was, because we were talking about that as well last night. And just halfway through, he just went, yeah.
Put his headphones on.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh,
the thing about Carl is he speaks with such authority about things that he thinks he knows about.
Monkeys.
And when you try to explain to him about stuff, he goes, no, of course ghosts exist. And you try to explain to him why it's conceivable they don't. No. He can't be bothered with that.
Yeah, you did all your learning at about 12, didn't you?
Yeah, but I'm still picking bits up now.
Said without irony. Oh, brilliant.
What have you learned recently? Anything interesting recently, Lauren?
Darwin, that's what I was asking you about him.
Right. Yeah, Darwin, we know what you did, didn't you?
I don't know what he did. I just read the other day that they've got a treatment for whatever illness he had. So it's a bit late. Can you imagine that saying that to his family?
What did Darwin do?
I don't know, you were just trying to explain it to me, but I'm busy doing stuff, aren't I? I can't take it all in whilst I'm sorting the ads out, putting CDs in. You know what I mean? Ticking off the knob news.
No, but he formulated the theory of evolution based on natural selection. Yeah, but wait, though. Do you think that's good? Do you think he's well done? You're impressed with that? Because you're not impressed with things like, you famously said Newton, so it said gravity, but it was already there. If we'd have been floating around, it'd been a problem. We weren't, so keep out of it. That's what you said. You said Einstein. I've never used EMC squared in my life, but the bloke who invented the by Darwin formulating, I think, the most important scientific theory since Newton's laws.
Has it made a difference? Or whatever he said, would it have happened anyway?
You can't do that. You're not allowed to say that. You can't say, oh, well done, I'd have found it eventually anyway. You can't do that. You've got to give people their due, do you know what I mean?
But now it's difficult to find stuff because there's less to find out now.
It's not a competition.
But on what scale? On what scale are you looking at? Why do you mean there's less to find out?
Well, no, I mean they're bringing stuff out that. Do you know what I mean? It's just
the iPod.
Oh yeah,
sure.
Didn't see the point in that. No. The iPod. Do you know, he actually listed the 3 songs he'd ever want to carry around with him. I can't remember what they were.
What are the 3 songs you'd
Killing Georgie.
Killing Georgie. Yeah.
What else?
Probably have Elvis in the Ghetto.
Right. Yeah.
Living in the City.
Do you know what I like? Do you know why I like that? Because that's like a little film to him.
Yeah.
That's 3 songs where there's a little story. He knows the ending. Yeah. But it's someone singing it to him.
Just put them on it. How many songs can I hold?
Well, 7,500.
Put that on 7,500 times. Sure.
Well, you don't need to, do you? I mean, that is like that joke. The wish. Imagine putting on 7,500. You know that joke about you got 3 wishes. It says a never-ending bottle of Guinness. And the second wish, you have 2 more of these.
Yeah.
You don't need to put them on 7,500 times, do you?
No, you don't have to.
Never mind, Carl, never mind. Answers rushing in, we should point out, for the quiz. Most of them agreeing that it's pointless. Some people have called it, it's songs of phrase, of course. Some people are referring to it now as songs of arse, which is more than appropriate. But you'll be pleased to know that it's ending this week, and next week we've got the return of the even more pitiful Rockbusters.
For the last one.
That's back for the last one. We'd perhaps also need your petitions to Carl. If you want us to stay on the air, then you need to petition Carl, giving good reasons why he should stay, why this show isn't boring, or rather why he shouldn't be bored by it. I mean, you're bound to be bored as listeners, but obviously he's running out of steam now.
What are you fed up with? You're just fed up with, in general, I mean, you want your Saturdays back, do you?
Just want a bit of a life back, that's all.
But
you don't do anything with your life.
Why don't you do this instead of, like, your day job?
Can't. It's more important than your day job, isn't it? That's what earns the company money and that. You know what I mean?
Well,
so...
What you do a regular show then? Sack someone who's, quite frankly, not putting the way.
I've done that. I did that years ago.
What do you mean?
Done it. Told you, I've done a lot of stuff. Boxing, done. Tick. Dancing, done.
No, you turned out, the place was shut.
Yeah,
dancing? When did you do dancing?
That's when he went and said, I want to do dancing, and he went along to the place, and it was shut, and that was it. And he said, I didn't do it anymore. That's not doing it, is it? Boxing, he had a fight with one lad, then the lad beat him up, and he didn't go again.
Oh dear, it's pathetic. Well, anyway, yeah, so this is basically our penultimate show. Next week's the final, and we're all looking forward to that enormously.
Yeah.
But that may be it forever then, and this all for one, one for all for one. The Three Musketeers, gone forever.
Yeah.
I, for one, will be pleased.
Oh, I have to get some of these taped, because I like coming in sort of,
Incidentally, Rick, don't be afraid to nick as many CDs as you see fit on that last show.
People have already nicked them.
No, I know, but just take whatever you want.
Is that 4 Non-Blondes are still there, isn't it?
I think it's still there.
Because I don't want that to be nicked.
Yeah. And I got a feeling, because I don't think there's any Smiths in the library, but there's quite a lot of Gina G.
Really? What? What was that sigh for?
Nothing.
What?
Play a record. Monkey News is on the way. Plus the
This is radio. You've got to keep talking or playing music.
Play some music?
Yeah. Art of Gold by Neil Young on XFM 104.9.
Pop Idol, of course, begins this evening. I know you're looking forward to it, Rick.
Yeah, love it.
It's always a joy, and especially those early rounds with the
mentors.
Yeah. Yeah, they are always extraordinary. That's the only reason I watch. I mean, I can't be bothered with the later contest. It's just watching the freaks for the first couple of weeks. It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, I sort of like watching the judges. They're good as well.
Oh, the judges are good, yeah.
I like that they've got their little shtick, the special jokes they've obviously written, just waiting to get them in.
Yeah.
It's just great. But I love when Pete Waterman cries as well.
Does he cry?
Sometimes, if he's moved by it. He's better than bloody Bobby Dozen. Like it, yeah. Rosie Ribbon made him cry. He just wells up and then like that. That's good. I like that.
He talks a lot of old arse, doesn't he, Pete Waterman?
I sort of quite like him.
I don't know. I find him irritating.
Well,
it's like he genuinely thinks he's up there with Lennon and McCartney. That's one of the great kind of pop swingales of his time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You wrote songs for Sunita.
Well, let's not knock him. There's Foxes on there.
True. No. Dr. Fox is a genius. And obviously, he can step in if there's any medical emergencies. Rick Waller, you'll be pleased. Now, obviously, as you know, I'm a huge Rick Waller fan. Not only has he got a great singing voice, but he really is a picture, isn't he? No, I know it's a bit harsh. I've said it before, but he does make me a little sick to the stomach when I look at Rick Waller. And to be honest with you, it's his own fault. He went in Celebrity Fit Club. He had a chance to sort things out, and his attitude was wrong, and he didn't trim down. And he's, for want of a better phrase, a bloater, and slightly grotesque. But he's in the paper this week saying that it was all because of his image. He didn't fit the stereotype of what pop stars should look like, blah, 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 blah. Well, he's disgruntled by this. He's got a great singing voice.
Well, he has got a great singing voice.
But the point is this, Rick, since the days of Elvis, since the days of Bing Crosby...
He's not as bad as Elvis.
But you're a star because you have to have the whole package. The voice, the sex appeal, everything. We know how it works. Kids buy it. It's pop music. That's what pop music is. If you want to be a big fat bloater, you've got to at least be as good as Barry White. He isn't.
Or Pavarotti.
And so anyway, he set up an organisation. He's already got a band. He's got
so you're saying